Exergy, a measure of work potential. Exergy of a flow stream, that is flow or stream exergy. So suppose it's flowing fluid. In that case, what would be the, you can say, exergy of the flowing fluid? So it was shown that the flowing fluid has an additional form of energy called the flow energy, which is the energy needed to maintain flow in a pipe or duct, and was expressed as W flow, which is PV, where V is the specific volume of the fluid, which is equivalent to the volume change of the unit mass of fluid as it is displaced during flow. The flow work is essentially the boundary work done by fluid on a fluid downstream. Means you can imagine it is like this is the fluid downstream and this is the fluid which is here. So this fluid which is upstream has to do work on the downstream fluid, and thus the exergy associated with the flow work is equivalent to exergy associated with the boundary work, which is the boundary work in excess of work done against the atmosphere air at P0 to displace it by volume V. Noting that the flow work is PV and the work done against the atmosphere is P0 V, the exergy associated with flow exergy can be expressed as, so X flow is equal to PV minus P0 V is equal to P minus P0 V. The exergy associated with flow exergy is useful work that would be delivered by an imaginary piston in the flow section. Therefore, the energy associated with flow energy is obtained by replacing the pressure P in the flow work relation by the pressure in excess of atmospheric pressure P minus 1 P0. Then the exergy of a flow stream is determined by simply adding the flow energy relation above to the exergy relation for a non-flowing fluid. So X flowing fluid is equal to X non-flowing fluid plus X flow. So this is for the non-flowing fluid, this part, and this is part for the flowing fluid. The final expression is called flow or stream energy and is denoted by psi. So this is equal to H minus H0 minus T0 S minus S0 plus V square by 2 plus Z. Then the exergy change of a fluid stream as it undergoes a process from state 1 to 2 becomes, so if you change the difference of these two, this is the exergy change of fluid stream as it undergoes from a process 1 to 2. For fluid stream with relative kinetic and potential energy, the terms drop out, this potential energy and kinetic energy. Note that the exergy change of a closed system or a fluid stream represent the maximum amount of useful work that can be done or the minimum amount of useful work that needs to be supplied if it is negative. As a system changes from state 1 to state 2 in a specified environment and represent the reversal work W reversal, it is independent of the type of process executed, the kind of system used and the nature of energy interactions with the surrounding. Also note that the exergy of a closed system cannot be negative, but exergy of a flow stream can be at pressures below the environment P0. So this is the exergy content of a fixed mass and this is the exergy content of a fluid stream flowing mass. Exergy transfer by heat, work and mass. So there are three also you can say other methods with means like exergy can be transferred in terms of heat, work and mass. Exergy like energy can be transferred to or from a system in three forms: heat, work and mass flow. Exergy transfer is recognized at the system boundary as exergy crosses it, and it represents the exergy gained or lost by system during a process. The only two forms of exergy interactions associated with a fixed mass or a closed system are heat transfer and work. So exergy by heat transfer Q. So the work potential of exergy, energy transferred from a high heat source at temperature T is maximum work that can be obtained from that energy in an environment at temperature T0 and is equivalent to the work produced by a Carnot heat engine operating between the source and the environment. Therefore, the Carnot efficiency represents the fraction of energy of a heat source at temperature T that can be converted to work. For example, only 70% of the energy transfer from a heat source at T is equal to 1000 Kelvin can be converted to work in an environment at T0 is equal to 300 Kelvin. Heat is a disorganized energy and thus only a portion of it can be converted to work, which is a form of organized energy. So work is more organized as compared to heat. Heat transfer Q at a location at thermodynamic temperature T is always accompanied by exergy transfer. So energy transfer by heat, that is X heat, is equal to 1 minus T0 by T into Q. So this relation gives the exergy transfer accompanying heat transfer Q, whether T is greater or less than T naught. So when T is greater than T naught, heat transfer to a system increase the exergy of that system, and heat transfer from a system decrease it. But the opposite is true. When T less than T naught, in this case, the heat transfer Q is the heat rejected to the cold medium, the waste heat, and it should not be confused with the heat supplied by the environment T naught. The exergy transferred with the heat is 0 when T is T naught at the point of transfer. Perhaps you are wondering what happens when T less than T naught. That is, what if we have a medium that is at lower temperature than the environment? Means we still had a cold, very cold temperature which is lower than environment temperature. In this case, it is conceivable that we can run a heat engine between the environment and cold medium, and thus a cold medium offers us an opportunity to produce work. However, this time the environment serves as heat source and cold medium as heat sink. In this case, the relation above gives the negative of exergy transfer associated with the heat Q transfer to the cold medium. For example, T is equal to 100 Kelvin and a heat transfer of Q is equal to 1 kilojoule to the medium gives X heat is equal to 1 minus 300 by 100, which is equal to minus 2 kilojoule, which means that the exergy of a cold medium decreases by 2 kilojoule. It also means that the exergy can be recovered, and the cold medium environment combination has the potential to produce 2 units of work for each unit of heat rejected to the cold medium at 100 Kelvin. That is, a Carnot heat engine operating between T0 300 Kelvin and T 100 Kelvin produces 2 units of work while rejecting 1 unit of heat for each 3 units of heat it receives from environment. Note that heat transfer through a finite temperature difference is irreversible and some entropy is generated as a result. The entropy generation is always accompanied by exergy destruction as illustrated in figure. Also, that heat transfer Q at a location at temperature T is always accompanied by an entropy transfer in the amount of Q by T and exergy transfer in the amount of 1 minus T naught by T. So you can see here, this is the wall and this is medium first, this is medium 2. So heat transfer is Q, so the whole amount of heat energy is transferred, so energy is conserved. But during heat transfer, there is an entropy generation, that is this amount of entropy is generated, and also exergy is transferred during the during heat transfer, or you can say exergy is transferred, but some amount of exergy is destroyed due to this finite temperature difference, which is equivalent to difference of exergy before transfer and difference of exergy after transfer. So exergy before transfer is 1 minus T naught by T1 into Q, and after transfer of this heat, the exergy here is 1 minus T naught by T2 into Q. So definitely there is exergy, some exergy is destroyed. So entropy is generated, exergy is destroyed, while heat transfer is complete. So full amount of heat is transferred, but it means your heat is degraded. Here energy is in the degraded, so it has lost some part. So some part of exergy is destroyed. So exergy transfer by work, this we had already discussed. So W is for other forms of work, and W minus W surrounding is for boundary work. Means in case of boundary, this W surrounding we have to deduct from the work, where W surrounding is equal to P naught V2 minus V1. So P naught is atmosphere pressure and V1 V2 are the initial and final volume system. So this to understand this boundary work, you can say that is work surrounding, or you can say boundary work. There is no useful work transfer associated with boundary work when the pressure of the system is maintained constant atmospheric. So you can see this is your weightless piston. So atmosphere pressure is P naught, inside gas pressure is P naught, heat is supplied to the gas. So due to the heat supply, so we will discuss it. In the case of system that involves boundary work such as piston cylinder device, the work done to push the atmosphere air out of the way during expansion cannot be transferred, and thus it must be subtracted. Also during a compression process, part of work is done by the atmosphere air, and thus we need to supply less useful work from an external source. To clarify this point further, consider a vertical cylinder fitted with a weightless and frictionless piston. The cylinder is filled with a gas that is maintained at the atmosphere pressure P naught at all the times. Heat is now transferred to the system and the gas in the cylinder expands. So as a result, the piston rises, the boundary work is done. However, this work cannot be used for any useful purpose since it is just enough to push the atmospheric air aside. If we connect the piston to an external load to extract some useful work, even if we, instead of this piston moving freely, if you connect it to somewhere, so then if the piston has to move, this pressure must be larger. So if we connect the piston to an external load to extract some useful work, the pressure in the cylinder will have to rise P0 to beat the resistance offered by the load. So when the gas is cooled, the piston moves downward. Compressing the gas, again no work is needed from an external source to accomplish this compression process. Thus, we conclude that the work done by or against the atmosphere is not available for any useful purpose and should be excluded from available work. Exergy transfer by mass M. Mass contains exergy as well. So as energy and entropy. So also the rates of exergy, entropy and energy transport into or out of the system are proportional to the mass flow rate. So mass flow rate is a mechanism to transport exergy, entropy and energy into or out of the system. So this can be defined as, so X mass is equal to energy transfer by mass is equal to mass of the fluid into this parameter into this flow exergy, which is your psi. Therefore, the exergy of a system increases by mass by m psi when the mass in the amount of m enters, and decreases by same amount when the same amount of mass at the same state leaves the system.